Hey, Petey, how's it going?
What's happening?
Nothing much. What you doing to hold up during the pandemic?
Staying busy in the studio, working all the time. I turned into a handyman. Well, I used to be a handyman when I was a kid. I used to build a whole lot of tree houses and clubhouses and all that other stuff. But so I just built a workout station and getting ready to get my swole back on, getting ready to turn back into 75 cents.
Oh, okay, so you put your skills to use. That's good.
Yeah. Make sure y'all check out my page and make sure you go to my YouTube channel as well. You can see everything that I'm doing. We're filming a TV show. I can't tell y'all the name because I don't know if we can use the name yet, but
Okay.
it's gonna be super crazy. And but that should be in a couple of weeks. But make sure y'all go to my YouTube page. I think it's the what the hell is it? I think it's the real Petey Pablo.
Okay.
So like and subscribe. Don't just be going over there looking.
Y'all heard what he said. Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
So,
And make sure y'all come on my Instagram. Holler at me, holler at you on Instagram.
What music are you listening to right now?
Me.
Okay. I was just about to say what.
No. And I don't say that to be tripping. But I say that because when I'm working on an album, I don't want to be influenced by anybody or anything, so I'll turn it off. And I mean, you can't help but hear music, especially in other people's cars. But see, now is a great time because we can't go out to clubs or no mess bars and nothing like that. So, in my house, nothing can be played in here but me and gospel. Me and gospel music are the only things that can be played in the house right now.
Dang, that sounds so intense.
Yeah, it is. Because when you're working on a project, what people don't understand is the reason a lot of people sound the same. Like you got people in LA that sound like people in Atlanta now rapping. You got people from New York that sounding like people from Atlanta or sound like people from the South. You got people from the Midwest that sounding like they're from the South because that's what they're listening to. And unconsciously, if you listen to it enough, nothing else sounds right to you. If you hear something else, if you do something or the people around you are so in tune with listening to what the South is doing, it becomes, oh, that don't sound right because it don't sound like something that I'm familiar to listening to. So you got to block out the outside sounds and you have to follow the beat of your own heart.
Right.
In order to be original. Yeah, in order to be original and come with your own and, sound like you got to cut off the outside noise and listen to the rhythm of your heart.
Hey, that's real. Okay. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this. If you can, give us some more information. You've worked with the top producers already. So are there any artists or producers that you expect to or want to work with since you said you're working on something new or you got something in the works?
Everybody is welcome. Again, I'm not just, I'm a bad dude. So, like you said, I haven't worked with the top. So, being an understudy of Timberland, working beside Swiss Beats, hanging out with Dr. Dre, being in the studio with Diddy and when he put things together, being in the studio looking at Missy Elliott while she's working on and incredible, it's just Manny Fresh, hanging out with the Hot Boys back in the day, me and Manny, in the studio.
Yeah.
So I've been around them all. And my biggest thing was I've always been quiet. And because I've always been willing to learn. And if you go in the room and you talking, you ain't gonna never hear nothing. So I've learned everything that I've learned from watching these guys. And so now I'm a force to be reckoned with. So I'm producing as well. But for some reason, it's hard for me to rap on my own tracks.
Really?
I guess because I'm too invested in it. I'm too invested. Like because I'm so meticulous with what I do, that it becomes a point that I'm stuck. So I got to reach out to my partners and all them and be like, hey man, what do you hear on this? Give me a direction or whatever. But you can send me a record. and I'm open to doing features right now. So if anybody listening, y'all want features, hit me up. I mean, I'm not expecting y'all to pay what I charge. So don't, but don't come at me crazy either, because I'm just gonna look at the message and laugh at the message. But either way, tell me what your budget is, and I'll make it work. You can get your car washed from $5 all the way up to $200. So you can get what you pay for. Okay.
Okay.
But at my place of business, we always do top-notch work, so you ain't never got to worry about it. It's gonna be awesome.
Okay.
Whatever I get, it'll be awesome.
But you ain't doing no features, Petey, for $5 though.
I damn sure. That's what's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? I give you a shout out. You can get a shout out. But so I'm just in tune with me right now. So, and that's what you got to be.
Out of all the work that you've done, what's your favorite album that you put out?
I haven't put it out yet.
Ooh.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I always strive for greatness. Like whatever I did yesterday, I want to be greater tomorrow. So, so don't limit yourself. You limit yourself, if you put a cap on whatever you're doing, you'll never strive for greatness. You'll never be greater than that, because you'll always be in competition with yourself. So it's like, oh, I've already won. No, you didn't win. I ain't won yet. I haven't done my greatest work yet.
That's food for thought.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be waiting for that one to come out though.
Oh man.
Keep Miss Blue posted.
Oh yeah, it's called It's called the New Testament.
Oh.
Diary of a Sinner, the New Testament.
That sounds deep.
Oh man, you have no idea. But see, I'm grown now, and see that's another thing. Music has changed, and I mean it's time for a new set of music. But at the same time, what I keep telling artists my age and in my genre, that we still have fans, bro. Like I still got the same millions of people that bought my album, the same millions of people that played my music are still the same people that love my music. So if I come out trying to sound like the new dudes, then I don't sound like me no more to the people that know me. If I try to sound like the new dudes and the new dudes don't accept me, then I've lost both demographics. So, continue to sound like you, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Don't try to sound like Chris Brown. You know what I mean? So, and their concerts are still sold the hell out. So do you, don't worry about what everybody else doing. There's Little League Baseball, and then there's Major League.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the majors. I ain't got to play Little League. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And you shouldn't be out there trying to play Little League. You look crazy out there trying to play Little League. Go play with the majors, or go to the team for the old folks. You can go to the retiree team, but there's still a place for everybody in this music industry. And what I think people don't realize is they keep talking about these younger ones that I have making this music, and they saying that they don't like it and this and that. I don't mind none of them. The only thing that I don't really particularly agree with is the young people talking about killing one another. That's the only thing that I can't grasp, because I went and had a conversation with a radio station before, and I was like, can I put a record out talking about killing animals? And they was like, what? They was like, no. So I was like, okay. So you won't play a song on your radio with me killing animals, but you'll play a song on the radio with me killing my homeboy, or me killing my brother, or my sister, disrespecting my women and all this and that. But you won't put an album out with me killing animals? Like, come on, bro. That don't even make no sense. So, if we want the violence to stop, and we want, it has to, it first come from a thought. And like I said, if you sitting around listening, that's why the younger generation had, in my opinion, I'm not no Dr. Pete,
right?
But in my opinion, the reason I think the mentality of the younger generation and the value that they put on human life is so obsolete It's because I think they're growing up with PTSD. They grew up playing video games and these Fortnites and all these games that you're killing. You're killing people and you're killing animals and you're killing
Right.
monsters. You're killing. So you playing this game for 3 years straight. So the value of a life is as easy as pushing a control button, you know? And now, when we grew up playing Nintendo and Atari, yeah, with Pac-Man and all that other stuff, but we ain't really had weapons that we could shoot, you know?
No. Right.
Or it was Duck Hunt or something like that. But as these video games got more and more advanced, and then you got the Grand Theft Auto, where it's totally embedded in the minds of these kids. So when they go out and do things, in their mind, it is as easy as pushing a control button. So they're really not understanding until they slam the gates. Once they slam them gates and they looking through them wires, then it makes sense to them. They're like, damn, I'm in here for my... But because all the real old heads, all the real goons and the real deal OGs, such as myself,
yeah,
we were taken from the streets in the late 80s, early 90s. Crack came in, messed up a lot of real guys, a lot of men, by using drugs and by going to prison for selling drugs. So we lost the men in the street that were raising the kids, raising the boys to be men. So the only people that were there to raise the children were the women. So the women have already lost their husbands and their boyfriends and their babies' fathers. So there's no way that they want to lose their sons or their daughters. So what do women instill in their children? Listen, whoever did whatever happened, you better tell them. Because your ass going to jail. And so that's embedded in their minds as they're growing up. So that's why snitching ain't considered snitching anymore. Because women didn't want to lose their children and their spouses. So it's like, so that's why snitching has been embedded in the younger generation, because the mothers grew up telling these kids, you better tell whoever did that. If you don't want to go where your daddy is, or you don't want to be taken away from us, from your family, you better tell these people who did it. And it became, it became a normal thing for these kids to think, and even some of the fathers that was in there, they realized their mistakes and they didn't want to see their sons or their daughters in prison. So some of them would even say, hey, look, listen, if you didn't do it, you better tell them. So you hearing it from both sides, or you hearing it from one dominant side, you can't help but not think snitching was the right thing to do.
Right.
So that's where this loss of a generation, people say. I still think that everybody can be helped and things can be fixed, but we have to take the time. I know a lot of younger generation don't want to listen to the older generation because they think that we're old. But at the same time, you can learn anything. You can learn anything from anybody. It's the same way with homeless people. People walk past them and think they're bums. They think they're just homeless guys. And you do not understand that you're looking at wisdom. And they didn't get that old, not knowing something in life. But if you ever took the time to just have a conversation with them, I ain't telling you to stop every one of them, because every one of them ain't got good sense. Some of them play crazy. Some play crazy. And some may, be stressed out because of the life that they have lived. But at the same time, you got your random few, and you can catch them, and you can talk to them, and they can tell you some things that you may be headed for. Now, everything somebody tell you ain't going to work for you specifically, because what they eat ain't going to make you fat. But the method and the road to the life has been the same for everybody. The reason I say this is because I look at life as God's big soap opera. Because you can go through a situation and somebody on a whole nother side of the world can go through the same exact situation. How is that? Because we're living in God's big soap opera, which he gives the same roles to different actors. So you can learn a lot from anybody. So like I said, if you can reach one of the younger generation or a couple of the younger generation, hey, you've done a great deed. Don't try to reach everybody, because everybody ain't gonna want to hear it, everybody ain't gonna listen. But there's going to be some that can be influenced, but don't give up. What I tell the older generation, don't give up trying. We're going through a time where, we keep posting about the police brutality and how they keep doing this. They still doing it. Like
Yeah.
you acting like you're surprised. You're acting like you're surprised. Don't keep getting mad. Look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing. You keep saying this, but what are we doing about it? We're not really doing anything about it. But as soon as somebody say something about your baby mama, or as soon as somebody say something to your cousin, you know, down the block, oh, you ready to ride.
Be
You done
upset.
loaded up. Y'all done got strapped up and this and that, and y'all done went and killed this man or went and done something to this woman or whatever. Come on, bro. Don't just keep talking about it and keep posting about it. We have to put in some action
about it. You're
you
right.
know, I mean, we're so quick to point the finger at the other side, whoever the other side may be. And I'm not trying to turn this into a race thing because, again, it's the same way with blacks, whites, Mexicans, the Spanish, whatever, the Indians. It's all the same. But if you're going to ride for a cause, ride for a cause. Don't let it be one-sided. Don't let don't let because your brother man is easier to that you think in your mind is easier to destroy. Don't let that be the reason why you let these police keep killing us. And you ain't doing nothing about it. If you're willing to go out there and die for your cousin that just got jumped, because that's what you're doing. When you get in the car and you're ready to go set it off on these people, you're taking a chance on dying.
Right.
So take that same chance on dying to stand for police brutality. Die for a cause and not just because. You died because you wanted to revenge your cousin's death. But what about the death of humanity? What about the death of your black rights? You know, they give. And my sister, first of all, let me put this out there. My sister belongs to the LGBTQRST elemental P community. You know, my sister, yeah. So my sister's a part of this community. So understand what I'm saying when I say this. I'm not saying this from no bad place.
Right.
That's my baby. I love my baby. But gays have more rights than black people. How crazy is that? You can slap the hell out of a black person, but you put your hand on a gay person, you done committed a hate crime. That is crazy to me. So it ain't no law against slapping black people. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, we got to tighten up as people. We got, we got to keep it real. You know what Eddie Murphy and them say on life? They keep it real. We got to keep it real. But I'm just rambling.
You went deep in, took us to church, and we back here. Hey, I'm not mad at you though. This is
Pastor Petey now.
Food for thought.
There you go.
It's good food for thought.
What the people want to know is what's going on with Petey Pablo. Petey Pablo's expect the unexpected in the year 2021 because this time has allowed me to not only free myself from foolishness. Because I'm now clean and sober for almost 3 months. I don't even smoke cigarettes anymore. I used to turn up to the max. So I'm 3 months clean and sober. I don't smoke no weed, don't drink no alcohol. All I'm doing is working out and working on my mind. So I'm running on all cylinders right now. So, and that's what I encourage people to do. Don't take this time and say, oh man, we trapped and we can't go outside or we can't do this, or we can't go there. Use this time for what this time could possibly be used for. That is getting yourself together. You know, there's people, we run around when we were working, it's like, damn, man, I need a break. You got a break. Be careful what you ask for, because when you get it, now you got it. You needed a break. A lot of people needed to sit down.
Yeah.
You know, sure, it's stressful on a lot of people to worry about how they're going to pay this and how they're going to pay that. But understand this. Stop stressing about that, because you have never been in a situation you didn't get through. Just think about it. Right. You have never been in a situation you didn't get through. So you stressing about not being able to do this and not being able to do that is making the situation worse. Because now you still can't do it, and you just added stress to your situation. So stop thinking about that and work on you. Get you back. Once you get you and that mental together, you know, go online. Anybody, you got access to internet, you can Google anything. You can YouTube anything. So put your mind to use. Work on the strength of your mind, and if you change your mind, you can change your life. Amen
to that. Let me ask you something, Petey.
Talk to me. Yeah, I've been talking too much.
What did you think when the first time you heard Saweetie My Type with the Freek-A Leak?
I was flattered because again, I'm they still playing Freek-A Leak.
Yes.
So for a person to come and do a remix to a song that they're still playing, I mean, it's flattering, you know. And like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I'm never the one to be upset at a younger generation. Like again, a lot of people get upset with the younger generation for, you know, whatever they feel like they're doing, they destroying hip hop and this and this and that. And like I
Mm-hmm.
was really upset at the people that said I saved this child's performance at the BET Awards. Because if you would look at um
Uh,
yeah, you look at it online and it came up and it was like, I mean, a lot of people was hating on the song, period. They was just like, and I was like, come on, like it is music. Like, come on, how can you hate on music? Like, if you don't like it, okay, if it ain't for you, it ain't for you. Heavy metal, devil worshiping music ain't for me. But I'm not gonna
yeah.
get mad and try to ban these people. These people have the opportunity to believe in what they want to believe in. Music to me is a way to free yourself, and it's an expression that that helped me get through a troubled time in my life. So you never know what music does for certain people. So I commend all music. Like I said, I don't listen to all music, but I
Right.
commend people for doing whatever they're doing. So first of all, I never hated on the young lady, and I felt that it was an honor, you know, and especially when I looked at the interviews that she had did, and they said that, you know, her influences, what came from listening to Freek-A Leak, Petey Pablo. So
Of
they
course.
mentioned my name, so it ain't like they just did it and was like, oh yeah, this is my song, you know.
Right.
So
I thought
she
the song
paid
was
homage.
high.
She paid homage, and for me to be invited to the BET Awards to perform with it was an awesome feat within itself. And again, that brought me right back to the forefront as far as music is concerned, because again, artists don't retire. They quit when there's no more music in us. And for a while, I just didn't feel like trying to be into competition. I wanted people an opportunity. If you want something else, fine. That's not a problem. I'm not gonna burn myself out trying to get you to like what I'm doing. You
Right.
know. So it's like a tree can't bloom until it's the season. So when the time is right, if I sit in here and I stay focused and I stay writing and I stay on my 1-2, when it comes time for me to do my thing, I'll be prepared for it. If I stay on the track and I stay training and I stay working out, when they call my name, I'll be ready to show up and
Your
show
time.
out. You know what I mean? So a lot of people sit around and hating on other people and on social media all day and looking at what somebody else doing instead of focusing on what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing, because when your time comes, you got to be ready. If you ain't
I
ready,
agree.
because you've been hating on somebody else or looking at a word about or talking about somebody else, then you ain't gonna be ready when your opportunity comes. God gives his opportunities to the people that he wants to give his opportunities to, and if you ain't ready, it's gonna pass you by.
That's facts. So I was being a little bit nosy and I saw on your page, I won't mention the artist's name if you don't, but I saw something. You said there was a Moses and Andy album. You said, what about that? Can you
Right.
talk about that, or you can't talk about it?
Yeah, me and
'Cause
Bubba,
okay.
me and Bubba Sparks, we've been brothers, and just like brothers, we go through whatever we go through, and I haven't spoken to him, and almost it might have been a couple of years now. I haven't really spoken to him. We've texted and we've shared, you know, DMs, but I mean, had a sit down conversation with him. I probably haven't spoken to my brother in years, and I know the last time we did talk, we had a little situation that ain't nothing for real brothers to fall out about. So, again, with me doing a lot of self-reflecting, it just crossed my mind. I was looking at pictures on my phone, and I was like, you know what? This still today would be a great album. And I've seen it by the people doing the verses thing. Like Teddy Riley and
Right.
Babyface
Yeah.
and Bliss and Tim and all that other stuff. So I was like, you know what? Still today, if me and Bubba put out a project, it would still be one of the most impeccable pieces of work, you know. So I put it out in the atmosphere, you know, not sitting back and being one of the ones of the two people going back and forth, you know, to hold a grudge. Like,
Right.
whatever happened between us happened. You know, are we gonna harbor it or are we gonna get over it? Like, you can see now that life is short, and he could have been affected by this pandemic. I could have been affected, and we could have looked at the Instagram and he been a post, a RIP post, or I could have been an
Right.
RIP post. So these people that you're running around beefing with or saying that you're beefing with or y'all ain't communicating like you're supposed to, hey, man, life is short, man. And if you've ever loved somebody, then you still love them. If you have a hate so deep for a person about something that they did, you never love these people at all. So, sure, I can agree to a disagree, but I want my brother to know that I love him. And, I mean, and if, you know, I sent him my number, and I haven't heard from him yet, but I'm pretty sure that he has his own things going on. But if it's written in the book of life, sure, we can pull it off. Because he works like I work, you know. And so if we ever sat down and the gates opened up for us to do it, it would be an incredible project.
I think it would be dope. That's why when I saw it, I was like, oh hell no, I'm about to ask him about that if you're willing to talk about it.
Yeah. See, I wanted to put together the whole Beat Club reunion, and because we were all with Timberland at one time, and it was a group called the Beat Club. So it was like me, Bubba, it was Miss Jade, it was Attitude, who else? It was a couple Jimmy Codeine, it was Wiz, so it was a couple of us on the Beat Club. So I was like, you know what? If I could put together this tour and we could all go out on tour together, come on, man. Like, I mean, even though a lot of people didn't know a couple of the artists or a couple of the songs, me and Bubba had enough weight to carry the tour, and it would still be an incredible tour because, again, I'm a perfectionist, and the tour is going to be all the way right. So, you know, but, I mean, I'm just a wishful thinker anyway.
Okay, well, like I said, I had to ask. So let me ask you this. Give us one Petey Pablo fact that we couldn't find on Google. Because, you know, Google got everything. Like something we don't know.
Something you don't know about Petey Pablo.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you Google going to tell you that I'm married and I have children. And I don't.
I was about to say, is Google lying?
Yeah. I mean, I think that was on Wikipedia.
Damn,
that I was married and I had kids.
I wonder who be updating that shit because I saw that too.
I don't know who do that shit, but
they
I've never
been
two
married. Wives, Petey.
Two. Yep. One of them said I was married to Monica.
I saw that. I was like, okay.
No, I've never been married and I don't have any kids.
Okay, so that's a fact. And I just told you Google know everything. See, Google be lying.
Yeah, Google be bull. Now, I mean, some places in Google, I don't know, but I think that was just Wikipedia. But I don't know Google. And my birthday is wrong on a lot of the places. A lot of places say September and other kind. I'm like, no, I'm July 22nd.
Wait a minute, hold up. I definitely saw that you were a September baby, a Virgo.
Nope, July 22nd.
What? You a Leo?
I'm a Leo and a Cancer. I was one on the cusp.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a cusp, but whatever more traits you got, you might have more of the Leo traits though. Cancer's kind of reserved and shy.
No, today I might be a Leo. Tomorrow I'm a straight Cancer.
Okay, because you're on the cusp. Okay, I got you. So let me ask you this: being that you are a vet in the game, is there anything that when you look back in your career, because you've done so much, accomplished so much, is there anything that you would have done differently?
Nope. And people that say that, they haven't really taken the time to think about that question. Because if you've done anything different, then you would have altered not only your life, but you would have altered the lives of people around you. And at the end of the day, even though I have made bad choices in my life and I haven't always made the right decisions, I've always turned my negatives into positives by learning the lesson. Had I not learned those lessons, I would not be where I am today. And I would still be accessible to a downfall because I hadn't made those mistakes yet. So I couldn't. The only thing I wanted to do, and the only one thing that I would have really, really wanted to do was spend more time with my mother. I lost my mom 6 years ago, and that would have been the only thing. Instead of spending money, I wish I could have spent time. And I say, like, that was one of the hardest things in the world for me to go through, understanding when I sat there and looked at my mom in front of that church. It's like I spent my whole career making sure she had the best of. And the best of was actually me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that, but that's that's real though.
Yeah. I wish I'd have spent time instead of money.
Well, I'm sure she looking down and proud because, like I said, I'm really honored to even be interviewing you because I'm gonna tell you something. This is funny because I'm just silly like this, but we used to like literally me and my brothers and my cousins run downstairs when your song came out.
Yeah.
And waving. We was just.
And I tell people all the time, like, as long as like that song is here forever, because as long as there's somebody here, as long as this world still exists, there's gonna be people that'll be born in North Carolina. So that song,
True.
"Raise Up," is like the "Born in the USA." Bruce Springsteen's "Born in the USA." "Raise Up" will forever be the anthem for Carolina. Period. So I'm winning.
Houston too.
I'm winning.
Yeah, it's definitely a timeless piece because man, I'm telling you, I'm laughing now because I'm talking about we used to really be lit. But even Freek-A Leak though is my shit too.
And my goodies and vibrating.
Man.
Show me the money. Come on, man.
And you can work out to my goodies. I be telling people, man, y'all can work out to these like songs. Like,
did you hear the new song?
Which one?
Where My Bike At?
I need to check that one out. I wish you could play it right now.
Oh my God. If you haven't heard Where My Bike At, make sure you go to YouTube. Again, all you gotta do is put in Petey Pablo, Where My Bike At. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Damn.
All I'm gonna tell you. I want to, again, and you'll understand what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting because I don't sound like anything that you heard on the radio. I'm me, gonna be me, and I love who I am. Google Where My Bike At. Petey Pablo.
I'm on it.
And tell me where my damn bike at.